The market is in green, everyone is happy. Looking at green numbers is always interesting. For you, for me, and everyone, it's really good. But we have to understand what the market is showing us. This is a comparative analysis of XRP USD on a weekly and then Ether. Comparing the last cycle and this cycle, we get something really cool to understand, like if this is going to play like this, as we say, history always rhymes itself, and if that is happening here, then what we are going to look at is like 10 times what we have done in the last cycle. If you remember, last cycle we did like 1400x, and that means there is a possibility that you can even do 10,000x, 14,000x. Now, yeah, I'll explain why I think so. Now, before that, I would like to take you guys through the Bitcoin chart. So this is Bitcoin breaking through the bullish pattern, which we were looking at, and then breaking through the moving average, and that's on a daily. So if you're getting a daily close about that moving average, it's super bullish for Bitcoin. Now, what does that mean for altcoin? Right now, the bullish flag is broken. Now, you are flirting with that level of moving average, and once you're able to close above that on a daily, that's again bullish. So now you have a situation where Bitcoin is going up, altcoins are going up. Just the difference is not every altcoin would be moving in a similar manner. If you need more liquidity to push your price up and the Bitcoin is going up, you may not get that much ROI. But the small coins, they're going to pump rapidly because they don't need that much liquidity to push themselves so high. Now, if you remember, we had these alerts previously. We were kind of giving you that symbol like this is a possibility and this is gonna happen. Now, when you look at these and then look at the altcoin market cap, okay, fine, you do have some room to reach the top resistance in this trend. Now, what does that mean for different currencies? Yes, each individual asset has to be looked separately, because say here on Bitcoin on a little bit macro scale on a weekly, this is what you are looking at. You haven't actually got that breakout. So once you break higher from here, that's when you're going to get the real pump. Now, the ROI, you'll have to really compare that. Say if you're entering now, even if you entered at the bottom, say 38 to 40, by the time you reach even the top of this analyzed trend line, which is like say 120k, you are like 3x in profit. But in average, you're going to make like 10 to 15x minimum in a lot of different altcoins. And then you have some which actually shows you they are going to do massive run up in this cycle. So if that's the case, you'll have to decide on which coin you're going to bet on. Because if you're going to race, you should be selecting the right horse for this race, because you don't want to miss out. Now, this is an easy picture for everyone to understand. Now, this just shows we are having a higher lows. So if you have a hard time understanding that, just look at it like this. You are just moving to the upside. So when people say XRP has not done anything in last year or till now for him, believe me, he would have bought somewhere here at the top, not at the bottom. We buy at the support, not at the top. So buying top is always going to be hard. But if you have patience, say you bought the top here, you went down. But if you had patience, you made profit here. Then if you bought here and you waited for some time, you again made profit. Again, you did the same. So next time, it's going to be the same. Just the difference is you should need the level of patience to move your portfolio from one side to another, which is loss to profit. If you remember the quotes from Warren Buffett, one of the important stuff is if you're trying to actively manage your money, that's going to make you put into an area where you're going to take a lot of bad decisions. Rather, if you are spending a lot of time making decisions and then putting your money in, being patient, moving out, giving the time for the market to do its thing, you're going to see those profits move to you. Meaning the other aisle of this, people are making a lot of trades. They're trying to be actively managing their money, and money slowly moves from them. Money moves away from them, and if you're patient, you're attracting that amount of money coming to you. Now that's really, really helpful. Now, look at this. This is XRP USD on a 3-day, and it shows you a new trend line. We were analyzing a different trend line previously. I'll show you that both and show you what really is happening, because One, we do have a short-term scenario, as we explained. You're going to break through this, then that's going to bring you more volume. And where are you going towards? The top of this one, $6 to $8 we were thinking. Now it's turning to like $6.5 to $8. Now it can get extended to 8.5, 9, 10. Who knows? But that's where, if you are a TA guy, you would be taking some of your profits because the price is reaching resistance level, right? So in that scenario, be prepared to take your money out when the time comes. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. I was really happy this morning watching Twitter, and I was going through it, and I just saw this one. I'm really happy. I don't know how to express this, but I'm really happy to be there along with the big guys in tea in our industry. So now when we are looking at these, yes, you are looking like, say, for example, huge difference. Even the following, say, blockchain backer has like 170k. He's been there strong, doing the work, putting that effort. Then credible crypto around 250k. Now slowly when you're coming down here, you just see like 1,900 followers. Now it's not about pushing or marketing it. If you don't want to follow, you don't have to. Now what I'm saying is, we are doing good, we are doing fine, and people like Stedas who have been there from a long time and who are really repeatable are recognizing that, and that's really happy news. Now on the other side, this one news from You Today shows, there was some kind of fake news which was kind of circulating, and now you have to understand, fake news, it spread like fire, wildfire. So before you take any decision based on any short-term news which you see, you'll have to validate that. Go to, now even if you are giving that to a friend, it's fine, but say that I'm not sure about this, we'll have to research. In that scenario, now you get it directly from the Republic Security saying that that was just fake. So now when you go to all these, you kind of give that understanding, okay, this is fine. They are saying that SEC just settled the case with Ripple, but it has not happened yet. Now in the last interview with Brad Garlinghouse, he was talking you through that scenario. If there is a settlement, it will only happen with proper, clear clarity for XRP, whether it's an asset, whether it's a currency, whether it's a commodity, whether it's a security, right? Like that. Now let's jump back into the TA session. Here, Ether is actually showing you, say, the first dip here. Then XRP had that similar dip here, but it was late even to dip. Okay. Then you had the first wave to the upside, which was like 40x. Now at that time, XRP did more upside, but it was just 170%, which is a teeny tiny bit of fluctuation when you compare with Ether. Now, what happened after that? Ether consolidated, XRP consolidated. So the entire market was in consolidation. Then wave 2 came. If you look at this, you again understand. Ether started early and XRP was again late for the party. But what happens is, by the time Ether tops out, XRP also tops out. That means that level of fluctuation which is happening in wave 2 and 3 is the biggest ROI. Do you get what I'm pointing towards? We are now going to start wave 2. We are entering into that level of euphoric price action, and if you are moving out of this asset now, after going through all of this, now, yeah, you made 10x, 15x if you were in the bottom, that's okay, but it's not the best. It's not even somewhere close to the top. Even if you are not getting the top, it's fine. If you can manage to get 70% close to the top, that's fine. You made money. Now, look at this. What are we pointing towards? Last time when you did 40x, XRP did like 170%. Whereas this time when Ether did like 45x, XRP did 15x. Do you get that? Meaning, compared to last cycle, we have done like 8 to 10x better in this cycle. Because it's similar. Ether started its higher low here, started the rally. XRP made the actual low here compared to the previous low here. XRP made the actual low here, then the higher low and the rally from here. So again, XRP was late. Fine, but even though XRP was late, in this cycle, it's crystal clear that we are going to do way better than last cycle. Even if it's not 10 times last cycle, what if it's 5 times last cycle, which is just half of what the TA is showing us? Even that would take us to big numbers. Now, what do I mean by big numbers? Because now I haven't even plotted that before. I'm going to do that in front of you guys. Now, when we do that, you do have to understand you're going to get surprising numbers, because the existing cycle itself is showing us surprising numbers. Now, you go down, you just go here, you just take the measure tool, which is the price range, and then from the bottom of that cycle to the top of that cycle, you kind of measure it out and you see 1400x. That's 1400 times your money. Now, we'll do the exact same stuff here without considering that 5 times. We're just gonna plot this here from the bottom. This, I'm gonna decline this for now. Okay, so you're gonna take it from the exact bottom and you're gonna actually come higher and move towards that 1400x. So you come somewhere close to $170 per XRP, which itself is super high. So now, if you're doing just equal to what you have done in the last cycle, this is what you are looking at, right? Great. Now, what's next? If you are doing 5 times this, you are going towards like 7,500x. Now, people would be asking, okay, can an asset literally go towards 7,500x? Are you mad? I'll show you guys some assets have done that in last cycle. Now, this comes to so unbelievable number, close to $1,000, and I'm scratching my head and wow, is that going to really happen? And if it's going to happen, I'm going to get a heart attack for sure, because I'm personally anticipating like 120, 150, that range. And if it's going like 8 times that, literally, I'm wrong. Even after I'm making, a ton of money, I'm wrong. So it's better to always have some of your units set aside before you take profit. Say you need to have a ledger, exchange, or whatever, it's up to you. You should have to think like this. Okay, what if this scenario plays out? What if it's going to 300, 500 or above? Can I really keep 10-20% of my XRP aside and say, okay, I'm not going to touch this until the price reaches these huge numbers? If so, what you're going to see is, like, say, even if it's doing less than that, even if it's doing like this, you're still going to be able to take profit as you're going to the upside, because when the price is going up, you don't need to take out the same amount of XRP to get the same amount in dollars or other terms. Why? Because no one else is going to be at the other end to buy 10,000 units of XRP from you when it's at $100. You literally have to sell it like 50 units, 100 units, depending upon the euphoric market action at that time. But believe me, when you were buying 10,000 units of XRP a year ago like this, it's not going to be the same for those guys who are going to come in the market even at the top of wave 2, say around $80 to $20, right? Now, I'll actually take you to an asset when, I know, I told you like there are assets which have done way better than these in previous cycle. Look at this one. Isn't that a huge ROI? Yes, it is. Now, this is not what you saw there. It's way higher than that. Now, if this can happen in one asset, it can happen in others too. Now, the difference is, with XRP, you're talking about the fundamentals. With XRP, you're talking about central banks coming into the picture. That is utility. With XRP, you're talking about an asset which has the design, the algorithm is in a way that when you do these transactions, when you're going to buy XRP, sell XRP, transfer XRP, a little bit, teeny tiny bit of the supply is reduced. So now the demand stays the same and supply is not increasing and it's decreasing. The price continues high. Then what happens when the demand is so high? Because when central banks go in, and we recently saw that, they're going to hold reserves in crypto assets. And which crypto asset do you think they're going to hold? That's a huge question, because I don't think they're going to hold a proof of work coin or a proof of stake coin, which I think is not going to be valuable after 3 years, 5 years from now. Because energy consumption, the green sustainable future, it's being highlighted everywhere. Now, keep this in mind. We had these stocks before. Now, what next? looking at the market right now like this, say in the altcoin market, we can say like, okay, what can we expect? Now, the way you try to look at the market price action is something like this. Say, I uploaded this one in my Patreon group saying like this. Say, if we break higher and the MACD crosses higher, we need to move above the moving average. So you got that cross here in the MACD. Then as soon as that's happening, you crossed higher in the RSI. Now the price is also moving. So where are we now? Like this. We just broke higher here as we just anticipated. Then the MACD is crossing to the upside. Now what's next? Because right now when you look at the price, it's flirting with that level. Right? It's the daily moving average there with the 50-day moving average on a daily chart. Now we go into a real-time chart to analyze like what's the situation there. And then you're going to see like this. Okay, fine, you had this divergence. We were analyzing that. It went higher. Great. Now, what are you looking for? This daily close here and the open of the next candle will give you the cross in MACD with a positive volume. That means the volume is coming in the positive zone and MACD is going to go towards the positive zone. Now, why is that important? Because when you zoom out, take a step back, we are already in the positive zone here in the MACD lines. You just need the volume to come back here in the positive, and then you're going to continue higher. Look at this. We were staying high, coming back down, but not into the negatives, going high, coming a little bit down, but not into the negatives. So once you come back into the positive zone, you're going to see those price action, which we were waiting for a long time. After the correction from April to May, we were all waiting for this. Now, the question is, are we really starting that huge ROI? Because we do have to consider this. Say, you go on a daily chart for XRP and you look at this. Say, you see like, okay, the moving average for XRP on a daily is above, meaning it's a resistance as of now. Now, what's the next level of resistance which you can eye for? This is another one, right? You have been supported there. Now, it's acting as a resistance, but you do look at the pattern saying, okay, this is the possible pattern evolving here where it definitely looks like a bull flag. So once you are watching this breaking the resistance line and the moving average, then you should be super bullish. But for the time being, it's cautious. You should have your liquidity, dry powder, or how can I say, the available funds with you. So in case if it gets rejected, you are not going to miss that opportunity. You are prepared. Right? It shouldn't be like it's dropping and you're like, I'm all in and I don't have to put more because I don't have any. It should be in a way that you're keeping the liquidity aside and you're prepared. Let it be 5%, let it be 10%. It's up to you. You manage it in a way that if you want to buy more, you definitely get the opportunity. So guys, thanks for supporting a lot. And if you like the video till now, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, this is the page. It's XRP_Danny, which is D @NI. So if you want to do that, you can follow that. Now, never fall for any negative news. With that, I'm ending today's session. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.